Hey there, welcome to another draw along. Today, we're gonna draw this little wacky character. I got the crayons out today. I got this lighter orange will be the color for his body. The darker orange, what is this? Like, it says it's scarlet? Will be the spots. And then I got this brown for his toes. And I'm using a different color lead today on my pencil, as I realize that it can be pretty difficult to see the pencil in the video, especially with the light sometimes. So I thought maybe having this might make it a little easier for you to draw along if you wanted to, just to see what lines I'm putting down a little more clearly. So let's get to it. Doesn't seem like there's any obvious rectangle, triangle shapes or what have you in this character, but I can tell that its head is more narrow than the bottom of its body, so we'll kind of get a couple lines that are sort of heading towards convergence at the top and distancing themselves at the bottom here. We'll start there, and then I think I'm gonna wrap around his rump here because that shape is just easy to see, and then it drops straight down into his leg, and then other side of his leg, and then the outside of his other leg. All right, and then this line matches up with this line, comes up and over for his mouth. Cool. All right. Yeah, it looks like, I think you can see these lines a little bit more clearly, so we'll keep it rolling. Since I'm down here, maybe I'll get his feet going. I'm noticing that where his legs come up into his body on this leg, they overlap these lines, and then the leg in the back is overlapped by the bottom part of his jaw, and then his foot on the left side overlaps the line of his leg coming down here. So that's just some of the things I'm paying attention to as I flesh out this character, seeing what lines overlap where. I've noticed the times that I've practiced drawing figures that is important information to be aware of. So if you have the wrong lines overlapping the wrong way, it can really look, you might not even recognize what it is that doesn't look right, but when you see it, you just kind of feel that it doesn't, that something's wrong with it, All right, then we'll get his toenails. I assume those are toenails in there. All right, coming up here, I think I'm gonna get his arms. All right, and his wrists are very skinny, so I'm gonna put a little point here, and then I'm gonna choose where I want his arm to come out on the top, and then I'm gonna draw this curved line and meet up with the little point that I drew at the bottom. Looks like, all right, and then his fingers are wonky here. I don't know that I can really go too wrong with these. Oh, and I went a little wrong. All right, we got it. And okay, and then, speaking of overlapping lines, his face on this side, or head or body, whatever you want to call it, the arm on this side of the body is as we're looking at it, the left arm comes out from behind his body. So these lines here overlap his body, and a little bit what comes out to be his eyeball here, but then his body overlaps this arm. And then again, his wrist is skinnier and it gets a little wider as it comes up. I feel like I drew this arm a little too short. Yeah, all right. Let's see, and then some more wonky looking fingers here. Nice, I like that. Let's get these teeth in here. They're not very sharp. I wonder if he enjoys salads more than eating other monsters. Nice. All right, and then I'm gonna draw these spots in here. Got some smaller spots. Nice. And then just a little bit above this arm. So I'm gonna draw this all a little bit lighter, I think, so that I can erase it if I have to. Not that I'm drawing super hard, I guess it doesn't matter. Okay, so this eye is pretty big, and it's like an oval. And this eye is overlapped by his smaller eye here, which is also kind of an oval. And there's a little more distance between this eyeball. Actually, I think I could have drawn that eyeball a little more oval. Let's try that. Okay, I like that a little better. So let's see. So, okay, how am I gonna do this? All right, I like that, I like that. And then this kind of looks like it comes a little sort of straight up and then rounds over here. One eyebrow. And this eyebrow is way high off his head. All right, I'm gonna erase the eye that's behind. Erase that little mark there so I don't confuse myself. And this pupil is kind of small, and this pupil is a bit larger. And then when I color it in, I'll see if I can leave a little, there's the whites of his eyes, I'll see if I can leave those in. Actually, I tried to draw that one. I shouldn't have. Not that I shouldn't have, but I messed it up. But it's a little bit, the white of this eye is a little bit larger, so I am going to draw it. And when I color this in, I will, oh, I forgot I have a black marker too. So when I color that in with the marker, I will just try to leave that out. All right, so we got the lighter orange is his body, everything except his toenails. Okay, so let's get this going. Don't want to color those spots. don't know if I need to outline this with the color I'm gonna color, but for some reason I feel the need to. Whether or not that's best practice, I don't know. Those of you who do use color, do you outline like I'm doing? Start coloring. I don't want to color in his teeth by accident, so get that line too. I'm gonna also, with that black marker, I'm going to outline the character, because the image, as you can see, has black. The character's outlined in black. His teeth are outlined as toenails are outlined, as his eyes are outlined. So I'll color that all in with some black ink. Now I'm wishing I wouldn't have outlined, because you can clearly see the outline. I was pushing a little bit harder than I am coloring, unless I go over this a little darker. I wonder if I should have just outlined with the black first and then gone over it with crayon, because now I wonder if it might be a little too hard to see. Oh my gosh. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. A little bit harder to see the pencil marks I made underneath now. And then especially if I go color it in a little bit darker, it'll be even harder to see. So you know what? I am gonna go in. We're gonna call an audible here. And I'm going to outline everything first in black. And then we'll go back in and color it. Okay, this is all black. Okay. This is kind of a fat marker here, so I'm doing my best not to push too hard on it, so that I can, just so I don't get too fat a line to mess something up. Okay. This is looking good so far. I don't think I made too big a mistake by trying to start with some crayon. Actually, now I think next time I will do the outline first, if I am, at the very least, if I'm outlining in black, because now I have a very clear border to pay attention to as I color in with the crayon. And his eyebrows are black too, okay. I just noticed my my tongue was sticking out as I was coloring this. I remember when I was young, my brother would stick his tongue out when he'd focus on something really hard, and I always thought it was funny, but here I am doing the same thing. All right, let's see if I can leave a little spot here. Yeah. Cool, got the whites of his eyes there. Okay, cool, this is all outlined, I got everything. Yeah, I think I did. All right, now I can continue coloring his body in, and I don't even have to go too dark now because I'm not trying to hide the orange outline that I made. I just need to work around these a little bit. Maybe I don't have to try too hard if I'm going in with a darker color. I think I need to color his body in just a little darker. All right, let's get these spots here, see how this comes out. All right, this I'm gonna outline. That's great. Oh, no, gosh, hold on, we're not done, Get his little brown toenails in here. And there's a little shadow right under here. Maybe I can show that with just a little darker orange, yeah. No other shadows, I don't think. Oh, you know what I didn't put in? Was this little under eye on this side. Nice. There we go. Little freaking out monster there. Maybe he doesn't like salad, but his round teeth only allow him to eat salad. So he's realizing just now that he's only gonna eat salad for the rest of his life. Maybe you can have a smoothie or something, or some ice cream. But there we go. I think it turned out great. I love it. If you drew along, share your picture with me. I'd love to see it. And if you have any questions about anything, ask me. I'll try to answer. I'm not a wealth of knowledge by any means, but you know, I've looked up some stuff in my time and might be able to help you with an answer. But thanks for joining me. I appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one.